Welcome to another FPL video. Now, what a crazy week this has been. I'll be talking about most of the games, especially the ones involving my players. I'll be analysing Game Week 4 and how it went for me, and I'll be previewing Game Week 5 with my initial thoughts, but I will be doing an updated preview closer to the deadline because remember, it's international break, and in my opinion, it is pretty important to do well heading into these kind of breaks because if you do kind of badly, you're so tempted to wildcard, even if you might not have to. It might just have been an off week for your players. A lot of players did blank this week, the likes of Kevin De Bruyne and Vardy, just to name two of them. But yeah, still a lot of goals this week, a lot of crazy results. Obviously, we're talking about Man United and Liverpool, what happened to them. You have to give credit to their opposition, but I have to say Man United and Liverpool were completely off it, especially defensively. And I'll be talking about that. And I have to say thank you to everyone who's been liking my videos and subscribing. The aim is to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the season. So if you're new around here, if you enjoy my content, just smash the subscribe button and also the like button. Yeah, why not? And comment down your thoughts on my team, on your teams, and how Game Week 4 was and how you think Game Week 5 will pan out. But international break to clear our heads. But in the meantime, just my initial thoughts on Game Week 4. And I have to say, my best week so far for sure. And a few key decisions. There was a swing of around 30-40 points here because of several things that I did, and I'll be explaining why I did all of them. I've gone up to 94k, which is the highest rank I've been all season. And it's a big swing because last week I got pretty much 27 points because of my -8 hit. But the reason why I took those hits was because in the long term, I was confident in these players doing well. And to be honest, the one I expected the most out of has probably delivered the least. But I'll be talking about all of that as I analyse my team, and I will start off with McCarthy in goal. Now, I have to say, I expected a clean sheet, or the possibility of a clean sheet against West Brom, but 2 bonus points and the save point, I have to say, very happy with that, and that's the first time that McCarthy has kept back-to-back clean sheets in the Premier League since 2018, I believe it was in November, but yeah, very happy with that, and if I had wildcarded in game week, or before game week 3 as I was expecting, could have missed out on both of these clean sheets and obviously on this 98-point game week. And yeah, they've got Chelsea away next and some tough fixtures like Everton at home, which is definitely not green. So that's why I try to ignore some of these colour schemes sometimes. But yeah, McCarthy, as of now, ticking over. If I decide to wildcard, which at the moment I'm not, but I'm just saying if I decide to, yeah, maybe I will change him. But McCarthy, one of the best options at 4.5 million. And if you're rotating with someone like Martinez, I could actually work pretty well. But yeah, definitely nothing to be angry about in terms of McCarthy. Much better than the first 2 game weeks where he basically got 2 points across 2 games. But yeah, very, very good from McCarthy. Very happy with him. Now, Trent Alexander-Arnold is my lowest scoring player this week with -1. Literally, if he just got 2, I could have reached 100. But that's just asking for more presence after you get 30 or 40. But yeah, they conceded 7 goals, and I have to say, Aston Villa were very, very good. They did get a few deflected goals, and there were a few things like Salah should have got another penalty and stuff like that, but Liverpool just off it. Their high line wasn't working against Villa. Villa knew what to do, and they completely exposed them, and Watkins and Grealish were just absolutely phenomenal. And yeah, Trent, I have to say, in terms of the Trent versus Robertson kind of scenario, every single game now I'm seeing Trent just sitting a bit deeper and he's making crosses from deep. But Robertson, on the other hand, he's really bombing forward and he's the one who looks the more likely to get an assist or a goal or at least create chances. But that would be something to kind of do on a wild card if I have free transfers available. Unless it's a luxury transfer and I know I don't have anything else to worry about. Maybe I would make that sideways move, but I'm not sure, to be honest, because the thing is, there's a 500,000 difference, but it's a bit of a sideways move, and Trent will still do well. It's just at the moment, Robertson looks much better, and I was actually contemplating before this game week, and I've said this in my last video, doing a double Liverpool defence, but imagine having a double Liverpool defence against Villa. That's -2 points, or maybe -3 if you have Van Dijk. So it wasn't Liverpool's week. They have an international break to sort things out. They've got Everton away next, who are the league leaders right now. So it's not easy. And then they've got Man City away in a few games' time. West Ham even isn't exactly the easiest fixture at the moment. But yeah, back-to-back home games against Sheffield and West Ham, you'd still expect them to win those. Even against Everton, they can get something, of course. Liverpool are still the best team in the league, but they were so off it yesterday. The only player who was on it, as I'll go into, is Salah. But yeah, Trent -1 point. Just in 1 point. Like, I thought he'd be my lowest scoring player until I saw Trent later. But yeah, just in 1 point. They just, yeah, West Ham deserved to win. Leicester were just off it. And kind of similar for both teams. Like, West Ham and Leicester, they do better when they can counter-attack a team. But when they are expected to kind of control possession and dominate the game, they just struggle. But when they can counter-attack, they bring the best out of the wingers and the forwards. But yeah, I have to say, James Justin also, he didn't play well. But another game against Villa, to be honest, that doesn't look easy. It probably should be a grey fixture, at least on the FDR. And then followed by a game against Arsenal away. And either way, Pereira is going to be back soon, and he'll be taking Castagne's place on the right, and Castagne will move to left back most likely. So Justin, in the long term, not sustainable at all. And my other defender is Roman Saiss, and he got 2 bonus points. He was actually on for free, but in the end, FPL gave it to someone else, probably Pedro Neto. But yeah, 2 bonus points. Very happy with that. I expected a clean sheet in one of these games, and Wolves got it. And they've got the most clean sheets in 2020 in the Premier League. And yeah, yet again, Wolves just bouncing back and establishing a bit more defensive solidity, and that's what I like. And they can still get some more clean sheets. Maybe not against Leeds away, I'm not expecting that. But against Newcastle and Palace, it's definitely on the cards. And we'll have to wait and see what happens. But very happy with Roman Saiss. I did get him on a -8 last week, along with Kevin De Bruyne and James Rodriguez. And speaking of James Rodriguez, 18 points. And once again, I'm clicking on the star. But James Rodriguez, he is a bit of a star, isn't he? 3 bonus points, an assist and 2 goals. He was just on it. And Brighton are a good team. They've been pretty good this season. 4-2, maybe a bit unfair on them, but to be honest, even then, one of their goals was from a Pickford error. Like, this is why I can never get an Everton defender. When you have someone like Pickford behind you, it's never going to end well. But James Rodriguez, he's owned by so many people now. His price is going to go up. He might even be 8 million before the international break is over. But bear in mind that Ancelotti did say, and this could just be him discussing a possibility, so it's not a certainty, that because Colombia have a World Cup qualifier just days before the Liverpool game, James might be benched or rested because you don't want to overplay him. He's injury prone as well. So imagine just exerting him too much. He gets an injury and Everton lose their best player. But such a quality player. And the fact that Richarlison came off, and hopefully he gets well soon, but James Rodriguez, he seemed to take more of the goal scoring responsibilities and also getting more in the box and taking more of a goal scoring role. Of course, he still created chances. That's how he got an assist from the set piece. But James Rodriguez is such a quality player. It's a pleasure to have him in the Premier League, and I'm happy to get him. And the -8 now seems worth it because I just enjoyed this guy's 18 points and Saiss's 8 points. But now moving on to the disappointment is Kevin De Bruyne. Now, I had him captain in my last video, but as I said, things are subject to change because certain things, which I'll get onto when I explain why I captain Salah, they can just literally point you in another direction. And I don't know, like, I captained Kevin De Bruyne last week and he didn't do well. And yet again, I mean, to be fair, he nearly scored a world-class goal against Leeds by hitting the post. But yeah, it just wasn't meant to be his game. He still created chances, you know how Kevin De Bruyne is. And there's a lot of tough fixtures on the horizon. Sheffield away is not a 4 in the FDR anymore. It isn't. But either way, De Bruyne is fixture-proof. I would like to be patient with him because in terms of expected assists, he's still right up there. And in terms of even expected goal involvement overall, so including goals and assists, he is right up there. Only the likes of Salah are above him. So, like, to be honest, I really want to give this guy a chance. He's got a game in hand on most people. But, yeah, Kevin De Bruyne, still in my opinion, the best player in the league. Maybe not on current form, but yeah, I want to give him more chances. Sterling, yeah, he scored a goal, but he also missed a big chance. And I think once Jesus and Aguero are back, Kevin De Bruyne, just his value as an asset just goes up, his form will go up, and he will rack up goals and assists, trust me. But at the moment, because of no focal point up front, that also puts me off captaining him in future, but I might still do that next week, as I'll discuss soon with my Gameweek 5 team. And moving on to my captain Salah. Now, I did post a comment on my last video explaining why I changed the captaincy, but just to recap, the fact that Mane was out, whenever Mane is out, Salah does very well, pretty much. He becomes the main focus of the attack. He normally is, but he normally shares the responsibilities with Sadio Mane. And here, with no Sadio Mane, Salah's the one. He's the main player. He's the best player by far in the team, especially up front. And I have to say, he's the only one who turned up against Aston Villa. So very happy that he got the 2 goals. And he got a bonus point even in a 7-2 loss. So credit to Salah. He did very well. And yeah, he's been one of the best players this season. And yeah, I'm just happy to have captained him. This is my first captaincy haul from a double digit, so because I captained Aubameyang when he got 7 points and 5 points. But then I captained De Bruyne who got 2. And now finally a double digit haul from my captain. So I get 26 overall. And if I captain De Bruyne, that's already a swing of so many points. Let's not even talk about that. But yeah, and now speaking of the main man this week is Heung-Min Son. So many people transferred him out, but he played. And this is the thing with Jose Mourinho. He loves to play these mind games. He's done it in the past with the likes of Robin when he was at Chelsea, or Didier Drogba when he's about to miss a match, Lampard. The list goes on, even with Pogba when he was at United. But Son played, and to be honest, I maybe expected him to come off the bench, but I don't know, maybe he just didn't have an injury at all. Maybe it's just a little precaution or something like that, a little niggle, just to fully rest him, because they had 2 games in between the 2 Premier League games they had during the midweek. In the Europa League and in the Carabao Cup, Son was saved, completely fresh, and I have to say, what a finish after Kane did that quick free kick. And yeah, Son was just on it. He got maximum bonus points. He got the assist and 2 goals. One of the best players on the pitch for sure. He got substituted a bit early. He's got a 2-week international break. I don't think South Korea even play, but we'll have to wait and see there. I'm pretty sure they don't have any fixtures really, apart from maybe a friendly or 2. But yeah, Son, 18 points. And like I said in my last video, or 2 videos ago, the reason why I was thinking of keeping Son is because Mourinho, you cannot trust him. There is a chance that Son might play. And just all his comments during the week, it pointed towards him starting. And I was considering a -4 from Son to Harvey Barnes. Do you know how bad that would have been? That's another reason why this season, the fact that I'm sticking more to the team I have, trying to avoid too many unnecessary transfers, it's worked in my favour. Because, yeah, if someone like Son does badly last week against Newcastle, coming off at half-time, the next week he gets 18 points. But if I just rush and knee-jerk, then I miss out on his 18-point haul. That's why sometimes you just got to be patient. And even if someone's an injury doubt, unless it's like fully, like he's red flagged, like Mane, maybe keep him. But it's really tough. A lot of people look at it, they look at Heung-Min Son, and it will say up here, next to all of these stats, it'll say 25% chance of playing. And a lot of people will take that as, oh, he's most likely not going to play, like there's a very slim chance. But sometimes you just got to look at all these comments from the manager and make your own decision. And that's what I did. But yeah, maybe 1 week it works, 1 week it doesn't. Maybe Son didn't even play this week, and maybe he's out for a long time. But yeah, he was always going to be back by game week 5. He came back even earlier, and he did such a great job. Now, this is the luckiest thing I got this week for sure. I had Reece James starting, but because he didn't actually start the game or even play a single minute, Basuma came off my bench, and he scored an absolute world-class goal against Everton, which is kind of... These are the kind of things that stats can't tell you, because if someone doesn't have a great expected goals or expected assists like Basuma, but they can still score such a great goal from outside the box, chest volley, and yeah, thank you Basuma, I have to say thank you. 2 bonus points from that. The goal itself, it does deserve 2 bonus points, but do I deserve the 9 points off my bench? Maybe not, and that already kind of raises some concerns for me in terms of Reece James, but I'll go into that a bit later. But very happy with Basuma. There's not much more needed to be said. In terms of 4.5 million midfielders, there's going to be these kind of swings. Sometimes Anguissa will do well with the assist the other week. Then it'll be Basuma with a goal. Then it could be, I don't know, I'm running out 4.5 million midfielders. Burke, let's say, even though he might lose his spot to Brewster. But yeah, that was the luckiest thing I got this week. And then onto the strikers. Calvert-Lewin, there's not much more that needs to be said. Just 4 games. And he scored in every single one of them, including a hat-trick against West Brom. He scored a hat-trick midweek. I was actually thinking of captaining him anyway, but in the end I captained Salah, which I'm happy with. But yeah, Lewin's just on fire, scoring all types of goals. In the box at the moment, he's the best player, for sure. He's got Liverpool at home next. He can definitely do something there, especially if they're that weak, like they were against Villa. But yeah, Calvert-Lewin, definitely keeping him for now. and hopefully it continues. And look at his ownership right now, 45%. No wonder his price is just ridiculous right now. I think he's going to reach 8 million if he continues this form up. And as for Raul Jimenez, I have to say, very disappointed. But I took out Timo Werner for him, and Werner blanked yet again when their team scored 4 goals. So I have to say, if I had kept Werner, I would have been a bit more frustrated seeing the team of that player scoring 4 goals and the main striker / left winger not really doing anything for them. But yeah, as for Raul Jimenez, a lot of people captained him this week. A bit unfortunate, but I don't know. I think Wolves focused a bit more on defence after their 4-0 loss against West Ham. They just wanted to make a secure win, and they did that against Fulham. But yeah, in terms of Jimenez, his expected goals isn't that high. His expected goals is like 1.75, and he's got 2 goals so far, so he's slightly overperforming that statistic. But there's a lot of strikers. If you look at the top of the table in terms of expected goals, you have, I think first is still Vardy, but that's because of penalties. In terms of open play, really, it's probably Kane, even though he did score a penalty as well against Manchester United. And then you have the likes of Maupay up there, Lacazette, Calvert-Lewin, he's third. But it's just ridiculous at the moment. And people like Kane now, I have to say, with the form they're in, you have to think of bringing them in, but you have to make money in that. So you'd either have to downgrade someone like Trent, and maybe you should do so because they have no Alisson until, let's say, November 21st. That's when I think he's due to return from his shoulder injury. Are Liverpool defenders really worth it right now? I still think maybe one of them is because of their goal output and their assist potential. But I don't know, so many tough decisions to be made. And this is how I'm looking like for Game Week 5 at the moment. Now, I'm not bandwagoning or, let's say, riding the wave. Even before the Spurs game, I just put Son captain. Just once I saw he was in the lineup. But I'm not sure, to be honest, because Spurs have seemed to struggle at home. And it's away from home where they're just scoring so many goals. But with the form that Son and Kane are in, like, do you really want to go against that? I'm not even sure. But yeah, Reece James starting against Southampton. I don't even know if he's going to start now. Aspilicueta will probably play there to give a bit more defensive nous to that Chelsea side, which they needed. And Chilwell, yeah, it's just one game, but 18 points from one game. He was so attacking. Maybe the logical move and the main move people are going to make is Reece James to Ben Chilwell. And I might do that, but I'm not sure. He's already gone up in price, Ben Chilwell, to 5.6 million. But just have to wait and see. Then you got Saiss against Leeds away. Like I said, I'm not expecting a clean sheet. McCarthy away against Chelsea. Not expecting anything really. Trent against Everton away. To be honest, I'm not expecting anything there either. Maybe an assist, but at the moment, I'm not sure. Even Justin against Villa at home. I'll be honest, I'm not expecting anything. This week, I'm less confident in my team in terms of the fixtures. James Rodriguez and Liverpool. Hopefully does something. Also to make the league a bit more interesting. Then you got Salah away to Everton. To be honest, with Salah, even if he blanks, whatever, you already done a job for me, so thank you and well done. But it's the 2 home games after that, Sheffield and West Ham, where he'll probably be my captain. But as for now, probably not. Then you got Kevin De Bruyne against Arsenal. Arsenal's still up there in terms of expected goals, but people might say Arsenal's defence is weak still. We are much more organised right now under Arteta. Arteta's done a great job beating the likes of Man City with clean sheets, but yeah, the Etihad is a bit different, and I still expect City to score. And if Jesus is back, that's a big boost, and that is probably what would make me captain De Bruyne. But as of now, I think the captaincy will be on Son, and I will update, of course. And there will be a preview closer to the deadline where I talk about the transfer I make and all of that stuff. But yeah, at the moment, Son is my captain, and hopefully continues his form in terms of from my FPL team. From a Spurs perspective, maybe not so much, but look at those fixtures. That's another reason why I kept him. West Ham at home, Burnley away, Brighton at home, and West Brom away. And even Man City at home, he's got a very good record against Man City. But we'll have to wait and see there what happens, and his ownership is going to go up. It's going to be maybe close to 30% by the time Game Week 5 starts, let's be honest. And this guy's ownership is a bit like a yo-yo. 1 week it's just so high, and then he blanks, it goes so down. He scores 4 goals, it goes just up, and then he gets injured and it just goes down. And then once again, another point haul. And he's one of the highest scoring players in the game, if not the most. So just absolutely ridiculous. happy with my strikers for now, but I have to say one thing I am considering right now, I have to say, is maybe get someone like Kane in up top with Calvert-Lewin, or just invest in the midfield, get someone like Pulisic in the midfield and have pretty much James Rodriguez, Salah, Kevin De Bruyne, Son and Pulisic. Or if not, maybe De Bruyne could make way for someone else, even Sterling, maybe even a double up in the Liverpool midfield with Sadio Mane. It worked for me last season, but I don't know, there's so many decisions to be made. And then, like I said, in the long term, definitely not confident with James. The main thing I want from my players really is to start games. And if you're not starting and at 5.1 million as a defender, you have to go. James Justin is going to lose his spot at some point. So Trent and Saiss are really the only ones I'm kind of confident about. But now with Trent, with no Adrian, or no Alisson, should I say, in goal, and Liverpool looking more shaky, conceding 11 goals in 4 games, it's just tough. And then I look at my bench, Mitchell. He's also going to lose his spot to Patrick Van Aanholt, who's already in training. Basuma, fair enough, he can just stay there. He's a 4.5 million midfielder, and he earned his stay pretty much after that 9-pointer. But yeah, overall, on the whole, I'm very happy with the team. But there's a few players that obviously I'm having a bit of doubts about, especially Reece James, Justin. So we'll have to wait and see there. But yeah, every week there seems to be a new kind of template or a new kind of thought process regarding the team in terms of structure. Should we have 2 up front? Should we have 3? Should we have big hitters up front or in the midfield or in the defence? At the moment, I have to say, after 4 game weeks, which is a good way to analyse rather than just seeing 1 or 2 weeks, I think that too much money in the defence is probably a mistake at the moment, because the amount of goals that are being conceded, the amount of penalties being given, yeah, at the moment I would probably want to stay clear. So if I don't get someone like Ben Chilwell for Reece James, I might even downgrade to someone cheaper and then use that money to invest further forward in terms of Raul Jimenez or in the midfield. But I've got plenty of time to kind of think about these things. At the moment I'm not wildcarding, but if I do have that thought, or if I even activate the wildcard button, I will let you guys know with a video. But what a crazy week it has been. Let me know how you did down in the comment section below. And like I said, thank you to everyone who's been subscribing, everyone who's been commenting, all the discussion that's been sparked. And yeah, everyone who's liked the video, shared it, really appreciate it. And like I said, the aim is to get to 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year, or at least the end of the season, should I say, not this year. I'm a realistic fella. But yeah, hopefully you did well in Game Week 4. Hopefully you do well in Game Week 5. And all I offer are my opinions, some statistics, and just all of that jazz. But yeah, definitely don't follow my decision making to a T. Make your own decisions and back your gut. Like I said, I backed my gut to switch the captaincy last minute, or should I say Friday night, from Kevin De Bruyne to Salah because of Mane being out, and for keeping Son. And these 2 decisions alone earned me a lot of points this week. And if you do those kind of things and get the luck needed, then yeah, you will do very well in Game Week 5. But yeah, you're going to have some ups and downs. I literally had one of my worst weeks in Game Week 3, followed by one of my best weeks in Game Week 4. So that's how FPL is, that's how the Premier League is, that's how football is, that's how life is. But yeah, like I said, thank you for watching this video. And yeah, just let me know how you did in Game Week 4 and how you're lining up for Game Week 5. And enjoy the international break. Don't stress too much. Don't keep going on the app and making multiple drafts. Take a few days break and then go back to it. And a lot of people are already transferring people in. Like I said, Chilwell's already gone up. Kane has already gone up. I'm going to try chill a bit, no pun intended, and just let things flow. But yeah, I appreciate all of you who've been watching this video, and I will see you in the next video. I will.